Hello.
Hey, here we are. We are, well, we're the Dungeon Scrawlers. We're not doing our actual game today because, well, it's been a really weird day, and not everyone is feeling it. And like, we don't want to distract from the very important historical stuff that's happening today. But as we decided, particularly Randy pointed this out, that it helps to have, friendly voices and faces and things that you expect. So here we are to just hang out with you, talk a little bit about the game, talk about what's going on between the game and the world, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And to also dish out Idle
maybe drink some
Champions
whiskey. I'm
codes.
just saying. Oh yeah, and we wanted you to be able to grab those Idle Champions codes. They are there.
Yeah, get that free stuff.
Should we introduce ourselves like we usually do? I don't know. This is so different,
I feel like anybody that's here knows us by now, but yeah, we can do it. Why not?
I'm Eric.
Like,
I'm
I
Eric
think
Scott
we
to be
have
the
to
DM, but the game's not actually happening anyway. Go ahead, Aaron.
Sorry, I didn't mean to step on your introduction.
No, it's fine.
Wait,
You
Aaron,
never
let's
tell
see.
people about your books.
Oh,
I noticed.
true.
I guess that's true.
You could also give me a minute to find the thing I'm supposed to read.
Sure. I write books, as Aaron pointed out. Aaron has actually edited a couple of my books, which
Only
is
one.
pretty awesome. Only the one, but it produced a very memorable exchange between the two of us regarding
Ever gonna let me forget this?
regarding a kobold. But it's fine. This is a family channel, so anyway.
Go on.
So I've written 5 Forgotten Realms novels, including the Shadow Bane series. My first novel, Ghostwalker, came out 15 years ago last month. So yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
What the hell, time?
Yeah, 15 years. Wow.
Yep.
Now, which edition of Dungeons and Dragons was running at that time? Was that 4th edition or
That was
3rd?
3.5.
3.5?
And I convinced Susan Morris to put me on the list, the distribution list of game books, because I convinced her that there might be mechanical differences between 3E and 3.5 that I needed to keep up on in order for the book to be plausible. You see, when you're writing a Dungeons and Dragons novel, like, you don't want to hear the dice rolling in the background, right? Oh, I went out of focus there for some reason. But at the same time, as Susan explained it to me, you need everything to be sort of plausible. Like the reader could understand it in terms of a D&D game. Even if, you have one 8th level fighter taking out like a courtyard of 20 people, like I do in that novel. So I said, well, I need the 3.5 books. And she said, well, that seems reasonable. And then I got on the list, and Wizards then sent me basically every book that they published for the next 6 or 7 years, and it was amazing.
Jeez, that sounds amazing. Yeah. Man, I need to get a deal like that. Shoot.
I think the last one I got was Heroes of the Feywild, which is a 4th edition tome.
I remember that one.
Came out toward the end of 4E, which I thought was pretty great.
I have it.
And then,
I'll see distribution of the story.
well, I'll let Aaron tell
Save it.
that
No,
story
I'll save it for my
when I'm
turn. You're
done.
still talking.
And so after I stopped publishing books with WotC, shortly before they stopped publishing books in general, I went and started publishing my own stuff. And I just turned over the edits for the 4th and currently final novel of the World of Ruin series, which is kind of a like steampunk post-apocalyptic fantasy series. I describe it to people as being like Game of Thrones meets Fallout with like by way of Assassin's Creed action. So that's kind of how that went, and it all comes together in this big climactic finale. And I'm done with that setting for a while. I'll write some other stuff, and I have a bunch of other novels and short stories and all kinds of stuff that you could check out with that link that we have somewhere down on the Twitch.
My operating
yeah.
theory is that at some point Eric was bitten by a radioactive typewriter, and that's why he can produce content so quickly.
I wrote
I think
Okay.
hopefully the
Superpower.
same typewriter bit Rhiannon.
Man.
Yeah, that's
We
amazing.
all like all the budding writers right now are like, where's this typewriter? How do I get it to bite me?
Right.
I'll tell you my fastest writing story if you want to hear it.
Sure.
Yeah.
How
And
much
I know
drugs?
everybody
What
hate
kind
you.
of
I'm
drugs?
just-
I know
Yeah.
Aaron has heard this story, and I know Aaron, and I know some of you have also heard the story.
The
But
reason that I came up with the radioactive typewriter theory because I've
Oh.
heard this story.
so, Down Shadow, which is the third WotC novel that I wrote, and the first appearance of Kaylin Dren and Mirren Darkdance, I wrote in 11 days in the beginning of January of that year, whichever year it was that I wrote it. I mean, I had extensively outlined it and stuff, and I was ready to write it, but it just kind of flowed out of me, which is to say I wrote 90,000 words in 11 days. So
What?
That's the fastest I've ever written. Yeah.
Right?
90,000 words in
Is that
11
even
days?
physically possible? Isn't that like?
It is when you're
Do,
writing
do you have like a time trainer?
12 to 14-hour days. So
Yeah. No.
I don't think
That's
I
amazing.
Could, I don't
Like-
think I could write that long.
Yeah. Was it just like
I'd
stream
blow
of
up.
consciousness and you just like put everything that came out? Or
It
came to your
was-
brain?
stream of story. Like what happened was I had very closely outlined it, and I would get up in the morning and go, okay, I know the chapter I'm working on today. And then I would go write it. And then I would write several more chapters too. And then I would, go for a walk or take a run, and I would be thinking up the next chapter, and I just wake up the next day and go, I know the next part I'm going to write, and just.
Yeah,
So
I
that was
often
the
do that.
best writing experience of my life, was writing that particular novel. So
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't think I've ever had an experience like that. Wait, everybody here, put up your hand if you've had an experience like that or even close.
I wrote a short story about that fast once that felt pretty exciting.
Yeah,
No,
I've had,
nice.
This is
yeah.
actually genuinely, I think, a weird and an off kilter thing about writing shared world is that you do have to write pretty fast, all things considered, right? So in that same series, I wrote a book called The Godcatcher. I wrote The Godcatcher first draft in about 3 months, which, all things considered, that's pretty good. But then I'm next to
Yeah.
guys like this who are like, I wrote my book in 11 days.
look, it only happened the
Yeah.
one time.
Yeah, the rest of them were like 14 days, right?
I think I wrote my Realms of the Elves short story in the space of a weekend. I think that happened.
Short stories.
So that's like a 8 or
Yeah,
9,000,
short stories are hard.
like
They
an
are hard.
8,000 word story.
They're their
in
own art.
2 or 3 days. But yeah.
And if you want to learn the art of writing speculative fiction short stories, there's no better way than to investigate the incredible online workshops of Clarion West.
Oh my goodness.
That's right.
Yes.
Clarion West is designed for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Writing.
Yeah, there are a couple of great online workshops out there. I only say online because of the situation that we find ourselves in. Normally they have like these writing retreat type workshops that I like highly recommend to anybody.
One
But-
in
Cascade
Cat
Writers.
Rambo's,
Check out. Oh yeah, Cat Rambo.
Yep.
Wayward Writers or whatever.
Mhm,
Academy of Wayward Writers.
Yep.
That's got all kinds of different ones too.
Yeah, Odyssey, Clarion. And if you're young, I believe there's Alpha Scribes.
Odyssey. Shout
I
out.
want to give a brief shout out to the chat because Brian Cortillo said that the original draft name for Aaron's book, Godcatcher, was God's Second Baseman. But they went with Godcatcher instead, which I think
Baseball
was a good choice, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
yeah.
one.
Do you want to
good
hear a
one.
funny thing about? I may have told this story. I don't know. A really random funny thing about the Godcatcher
Go ahead.
cover.
That's
Is
what we're here for.
if you Google it, on the cover is this building, and it looks like a person because it was one of the walking statues of Waterdeep. And during the spell plague, the walking statues went crazy and ran amok, and the wizards had to stop it. And so this one stepped like into the sewer line and got stuck, and it's reaching up, and it's got this like globe in its hand. And the art director the artist and the art director could not figure out what this was supposed to look like. They're like, it's it like, and I finally, there were these chairs in the break room or the sort of lounge area in between the cubicles where people could read. And I took the ottoman and the chair, and I took my leg, and I'm like, it goes down like this, and I put my leg between the chair, and then I'm like, it's like this, right? And so Matt, the art director, is like, hold still. And he took a bunch of pictures. And so when the drafts of the cover came in, they were drawing on top of it. So that statue is me.
Whoa.
Sweet.
It doesn't look like me.
Wait.
It looks like a bald, like genderless, featureless person kind of. But underneath
to
that,
Of this to show you.
That is a great story.
here, now that since I'm running my mouth, this is the thing I'm supposed to say. Our
yeah.
sponsors, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons and Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, including Frida and Havilar from the Brimstone Angels saga. The game is available for PC and Mac, on Steam and web, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices. For more information, check out idlechampions.com. And also, pop that command into the chat, and you will get a gold chest code just for coming to say hi to us.
And let us know if
Yeah,
you
Mary
find
Evans, there we
something
go.
cool, you know?
Okay,
Yeah.
wait, you apparently have to find a picture of this.
Does anyone ever
please do.
that? Does anyone ever do that? Has anyone said, "Oh my god, I got the coolest chest from your chest code"?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Some people have, yeah.
I never hear about that.
Well, it's all in chat, and you have to read chat, Steven.
Oh, God, hard.
Hey, how's it going, Mute? Thanks for the follow. How is everybody doing out there? Well, I mean, not that they
Is
can
anybody else
immediately.
researching spells to summon this guy?
Ooh.
I want to point out this is a historic moment.
Okay.
I don't mean because of the insurrection thing in our country that's compromising the rule of law and democracy. I mean that I got the virtual background to work on my computer, which is amazing.
It's on the calendar.
Look at that. Look at that.
So
Yeah, that's
I,
right.
will-
Mark your calendar.
You want to know where Briar House is? Right there.
I will say there was something like Celestial Ally or something that I gained access to with
Ooh.
my last level up,
Ooh.
and I
Summon
was like,
Celestial Ally. I would like
Yeah.
to summon an Astro Dreadnought.
and
Diego.
that's what I was like. I wonder
What?
if I could convince Eric, like it would be natural since like we're fighting the Gith Yankee. Like, could I summon an Astral Dreadnought to take on the?
Oh my God.
But like,
Feels like getting rid of a spider infestation by burning your house down.
that's right.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed. It definitely creates tension
Swallow
and
the
drama.
spider to catch the fly.
Perhaps she'll die.
Okay, so wait, so Stong got summon something steed, right?
Yeah.
Summon Greater Steed. I've had
Summon
it for a
Greater Steed.
while. Yeah.
And you got summon celestial ally, is what we said? Planar ally?
Summon Celestial Ally, I think is
Okay.
what he said.
And Cecilia got
So I
summon
think
Fae.
it's from Tasha, right?
We're gonna have like a bunch of pets running around in this battle.
More pets than you already have.
Well,
Well, we can't sick the
needs a
pets on
pet
people.
'cause Rogar adopted Roomba, which is good because
Right.
like Artemis, you can't carry Roomba around.
Rogar also
clothes aren't that
adopted
kind of-
Ruan.
We just take
Remember,
everybody's stuff.
Ruan started the campaign as Cecilia's pet.
It's a little different though.
Where's Cyril?
If
Cyril
you,
should come back.
part of me's like, I want to
Cyril-
summon a red cap to fight for me.
Cyril has
Oh my God,
adopted
amazing.
Don't
Amazing.
adopt that. It's a bad plan.
Well, you would summon it by
be
killing a
bad.
bunch of people, right? Or like having somebody kill a bunch of people. Because that's how red caps are made, right? Like
Look, I
the
really like
Spirits of
Fate
Vengeance.
too. I think he's
I'm
got a
not
good
familiar
point.
with that particular version, but I have to admit I'm
Oh.
not familiar with the D&D version of red caps. Also, I kind of think maybe it's not a proper red cap, like a red cap whose head is a fox skull or something. Would be kind of cool.
Oh, that would be
Dude,
super
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I was trying because it's like it summons a small fey creature. Look for what you want, and I'm like, it's basically 3 things I can find. So I'm hopeful, since its stats are established by the spell, not by what the stats are in the monster manual. I could just be like, it looks like this,
Yeah,
and
that's cool.
Yeah, I like
then
it.
and then Eric, if you want to name it and give it a personality, that's up for grabs.
Nice. Nice.
Hey, I got a show and tell. Can I show you something cool?
Yeah.
I got this. My son gave me this from for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
It's an actual corbel cap from one of the French cathedrals, I think.
Ooh.
I haven't looked it up yet, but it's kind of neato.
That is super rad.
We're just gonna
That's
put
very
it
cool.
installed on one of the corbels in our house.
Nice. Now I'm curious which one.
I know, I gotta look it up. I'll do that right now. I'll come back to you. Can I? And then one other cool thing. This is really funny. I mean, not humorous. It's just such a wonderful artifact of history. But it's a back when there was no TV or internet or Twitch. It's just a book of commonplaces, little stories and anecdotes and bad jokes from, well, and it says here, to my little girlie on her 17th birthday, Dad. So
Dad joke.
Oh, that's nice.
it's jokes for sure. It is a book. When you move out, you'll miss me. It was 1910.
Oh.
But it's so funny.
That was a great year for jokes.
This kind of stuff. I mean, there's a treasure in those old bookstores if you just find. I don't know. It's just so that's a little gift I got too, which is a lot of fun.
Hey, can we have a living wage at our 16-hour-a-day job? Ha 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 ha! This is a 1910 joke. Yeah.
Oh man.
I have something to show and tell as well. This is a Christmas present that I believe Randy got for me.
Mm.
Oh no, it's
It's
gonna get
being
messed
weird.
up
What
by the
is it?
virtual
Oh, it's
background.
an owl bear?
Hold on, it's an owl bear. Turn off the virtual background for a second. Okay.
Just darkness now.
It is an owl bear. And not only is it a little stuffed owl bear, but it has a little pouch in him that I can put like
Oh.
dice and stuff inside.
Nice.
Oh.
And I
happen
thought
to have
his hair
gotten
kind of looked like
something
Eric's. That's
Yeah,
similar.
his hair kind of looks like mine, like 6 months after I needed a haircut.
yeah.
I happened to get something similar from Randy. And it also happens to have a zipper. And inside I
Nice.
could insert dice.
Nice.
I was actually hoping that this was like secretly from Eric, and this is his way of letting me know that Stong would be getting like a red dragon. Alas.
I was just like, how do you accessorize a red dragon
Alas.
onesie? It's pretty tough.
Stone
red
kind
dragon
of did get a
purse.
red dragon.
Exactly.
Just
There you
like
go.
a red dragon.
my,
part of a red dragon.
I was talking about on Discord. I signed up for a dice club, so I got the first. You get 2 sets in this one every month. So this is a one. It's sparkly in the clear bit. You can't really tell, but it's got clear and then green at the bottom.
Oh, nice.
And
Oh,
then
nice.
this one is clear and then sparkly, and it's got it's called kiwi, I think. I don't have anything
I like kiwis.
white to put it against,
Kiwis are tasty.
so it's kind of kiwi colored.
The
So I
fruit, not the
suppose
bird.
that's-
Or the people.
Eat the bird.
I don't know. Interesting. Has anybody eaten a kiwi out there or seen it on a menu? Please let us know.
we do
I
have
guess
an
not-
they're
Australian audience.
endangered and we probably
Not-
aren't allowed
yeah.
to.
We're not
but
talking about New Zealand people, are we? Okay.
nope.
Yeah, I already said no to the people, please.
I put up the
Oh.
Westgate map because it's
Looks
such
like
a
your hair.
and it makes my head look so skinny.
You've
Yeah.
got like Marge Simpson hair right now.
Yeah, it looks like you've got like
You've lost 10, no more. By a lot
Everyone-
of pounds.
We all know
Like, are
that
you
that
ill?
face fat is the hardest to lose.
Oh,
Yeah, I got a new beard trimmer over the holidays, and it's much more effective than my old trimmer. So I'm not actually clean shaven. I just have really short beard right now. Yeah. I know someone in the audience was concerned. So
okay, one more cool thing. One
Yeah.
more cool present. Who am I?
I know the answer because you told me.
Who are you? I
Um,
don't. I can't see well
Star,
enough.
star in a little.
Teardrop.
Oh,
Do you watch
Winter
anime?
Soldier? No, I don't know.
I was going to
this-
say President-elect Joe Biden.
I'll bet you.
Three clues. Give them
that'll
3
get it.
clues.
That'll get it.
Chat will get it. Okay.
Is
I'll
it,
still give them 3
Chat will
clues.
Is it Metal
Definitely get it.
Gear Solid?
Number 1, it's from an anime or a manga. Number
Okay.
2, I don't know how big of a clue people
Yeah.
want. Maybe we'll
Has
see.
nobody got- yeah.
Well, there's the lag, so you can't.
Yeah,
like,
we'll give
go
them
right
a
to
moment
chat.
first. If they're still not getting it, we'll give out like clue 2, then clue 3. But in the meantime, Aaron,
Yes.
I've got a cover pose challenge for you.
Okay.
So we found the Godcatcher cover, and I'm going to throw it up right next to you. And I want to see how closely you can reenact this exact pose.
So to be fair, I can't do it perfectly because I don't have an. Well, I do have an ottoman in here, but I can't point the camera at it very well. So I'll just sit in my chair funny. Okay. So you got it up?
You get 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh, look at that. Nice.
Excellent. Good job, Aaron. I definitely see that inspiration. Somebody needs to shine like a bright light onto your face, though.
Do you have cover model on your resume?
Because you should. Because
You
it's
should.
true.
Yeah, why not?
Which I don't know that you could look at that picture and go, "Oh my god, that is Aaron." But
No, I could
it's
not.
better than
but-
trying to pose with the little plastic guy, which just gave me such a headache.
That's a great claim to fame.
Yep. The wow, I can't remember what I was gonna say.
Well, I'll jump in, do my little I talk about my books. Yay.
Excellent. Go for it.
So Rhiannon Held is my urban fantasy. RZ Held is my short fiction and space opera. And I think I'm going to keep it next week unless the others are like, oh God, no, the finale. You can have a short story on the finale. But the Extra Life Unlocked short story is done. Yay! So that I will release it and then it will be free. The Mobi will be free next week into next weekend. And I'll put the PDF on the Discord if you don't have a Kindle. So it is Lovecraft inspired.
Ooh.
And the fact that it is all at all Lovecrafty is mostly due to popular culture, and also Yang Yang gave me a lot of help. Randy helped me with the story in general, but Yang Yang was like, "Oh yeah, Lovecraft, you need this, that, and the other thing." So
Sweet.
because
need
I
a
haven't
white
actually read
man.
any.
And a white man who's
Lovecraft.
very racist.
I knew that.
Like not just white
About-
person racist, but very white person racist.
Well, I originally when because the request for I said pick an element and they picked a character, which was the Lovecraft character Randolph Carter. And I was like, oh, Lovecraft, I don't know, man. But then it ended up being a fun challenge to try to find all the I could kind of subvert that a little bit. So it's definitely one of those stories where the narrator is not the hero. Because really Lovecraft heroes. Ugh.
Heroes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Hopefully it is Lovecrafty enough for Lovecraft lovers. But
That sounds exciting.
As I recall, there's not a lot of dialogue in Lovecraft. It's sort of a lot of description and
Yeah, like inside
When
the
it happens,
narrator's
you
head.
kind of wish it wasn't happening.
Mhm.
yeah,
That's my feeling about Lovecraft dialogue.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
really
unfortunately, when you
enjoyed-
said Lovecraft lovers, it's just the first thing that went in my head was tentacle. Or
Okay, so clue number 2.
Clue number 2.
So clue number 1 was that it was from an anime. Clue number 2, it has nothing to do with tentacles, and clue number 3 is that the
Secondary
character.
clue.
Shoot, that knocks down at least half the anime I know. I mean, did I say that? Was I on mute? Shit.
Clue number 3 is that this character is both. I mean, it's mostly a villain, but sometimes kind of an ally. Not really, mostly a villain. 95% villainous character from a popular anime or manga.
Your
Sometimes
scene in this area is very, very low.
Hey, no worries. I think there's I know one person in the chat who has
I
definitely
know what it
seen
is,
this,
but that's because I just Googled it. So,
Oh, very nice.
'cause I'm a DM and DMs do research. It's a thing.
Yeah.
So this is a plot of all of time.
Is that,
Yes.
Jeremy Crawford's signature behind you?
No, Jeremy.
Have you watched The Good Place, Stephen?
No.
Oh my
very
god.
good.
In the dot of the eye, man.
That show was like genetically made for me with all of the like
A fantastic show.
Great show.
philosophy and yeah.
I appreciated very much how every season I thought the next one's gotta suck. And then they managed to sort of like elevate it and double
Really?
down and change the focus enough that it became its own thing. And
Really?
it built upon the previous seasons. It wasn't just like everything separate, it doesn't matter.
Looks like
They
looks like
managed not
Pat got
to
it.
suck at all.
Well, yes, ding, ding, ding. Somebody in the chat got it, Steven.
Yes.
Woo!
Oh.
Pat
Who was it?
66.
I gotta be honest. I just saw someone guessing a word I wasn't familiar with, and I thought that must be what he's talking about.
No, they nailed it.
Who got it?
Pat 66.
66.
Pat. Yeah.
It is indeed Hisoka from the popular anime series and manga series Hunter x Hunter.
Mhm.
You know,
That
he's
one I've
kind of a he's kind of a he's definitely a gray character, but he is my favorite character. He's,
Oh,
he's
Oh,
Oh, goodbye, Aaron.
Very.
I accidentally knocked out my own video when I was just trying to change my virtual background. The buttons are very close to each other.
Wait, Steven, because you are not reading chat, like I have to tell you what Pat is saying in reply. So
what?
Pat said that it's Hisoka.
Yeah.
They say that they were just half listening, but their son
Wait a sec,
watches
wait a
it.
sec, wait a sec. I have not finished the series
There's
yet.
no spoiler.
No
That's
spoilers, no spoilers.
Okay.
They say that their son watches it and was talking about the series a few days ago. And
Yeah.
somehow, from whatever
Good
their son
memory.
said, they like managed to nail the fact that that mask is tied back to that character.
Nice, because he is kind of creepy. If you were a kid, I mean, and there's this dude, he's sort of half clown, half mime, half ninja. I mean, that's three halves. I know.
I mean, that's
get
like Sturge,
well,
right?
now we know why Steven went for this character.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
I can
he's-
see it
Oh
now.
my god.
He's definitely, if you were a kid, he'd be more memorable than yeah. He'd be scary, basically.
I just want to say, like in my head, Sturge has always been the supervillain origin story of Kefka from Final Fantasy VI. I'm just saying, it's always been in my head that way.
I don't
Evil
know.
clown who becomes super magical and breaks the world in half. Oh,
No.
spoilers!
What?
Sorry,
Why do you think he's a villain? Sturge has
not
spent his whole
yet.
life trying to do good things so that people will stop doing that whole biological, what's it called, determinism thing. He has a big ugly nose, so he must be evil. Okay, fine. But no, he helps orphans.
So yeah.
He likes to steal
Yeah.
stuff from people, doesn't he? I mean, not to
Steal
say,
stuff from people
let's
and
be
gives it to
honest,
orphans.
I was
Maybe.
gonna say, if you train orphans to steal, are you not providing job training in Westgate? So
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
By the way, he doesn't train them to steal. Who told you that?
I don't know. That's a filthy lie. I heard
Just a
something.
spy.
I actually
Just
might
a
be
spy,
mixing that
not
up with
to
someone
Fake
else's
news.
character.
Fake news.
The,
Oh, God.
my apologies. I think
Oh
I'm
my
thinking
God.
Susan played a character who was our the guest DM for Thieves Night in the first D&D campaign I ever actually played in. Who was a cleric of the Traveler, I think, because we were in Eberron. And she would go, we went into town to buy supplies. She'd buy lockpicks and hand them out to the little orphan children. Like, here,
Better than
this will help
candy.
you feed yourself.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think I might have conflated the two.
Give
That's
a child a piece of candy, he'll
Sticky
eat for a
fingers
day. Give him a
helps orphan.
lockpick.
That's the second
is-
time Susan's name has come up in this. That means she should be an irregular.
If only she would.
Absolutely accurate
fun.
for a priest
She
of the
she
Traveler,
has
by the way.
agreed to come be a guest player at some point. We
Oh,
just
that'd be
have to
fun.
make
Yeah,
that
very fun.
line up.
Coach in, right?
Very
Yeah, she said she wanted to play Coach Ed.
Excellent.
We should.
Because
Coach
I
Ed
would
is
love
a
her to.
character in my book, The Adversary. She is a
Oh.
Harper spy master who works out of
Oh.
Westgate, who is very morally flexible and a huge gossip.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
the kind of person Sturge should know.
Well, and can we have like Vescaris too? as like an NPC.
We should definitely have
There's
more
no
guest
reason-
players.
Definitely
no
want to
reason to
get
ask for
Viscaris. I
Viscaris.
get it. You know.
Actually, when the short story comes out, he with a different name because of filing serial numbers, but he guest stars in the short story. So look
Sweet.
for that Brimstone Angel's character used with permission. Oh, Aaron.
Viscaris.
I
know the
Viscaris.
Yeah, I was like, permission from who?
Wait, what?
Oh, Vescaris.
Oh, I
The
didn't know what
version
other
of
people
him
said.
in the short story. Sorry.
I got that part, but then everybody was oohing about something. I was like, I didn't hear something.
Used
But
with
maybe I didn't.
permission from the creator.
I think it would be fun because I think Viscaris never got to be as cool as he is because I had to keep cutting his point of view. So do something new with him.
I mean, I think he's cool, but like we did a game with like our characters date the realms. And we'd already done that by the time I picked up Brimstone Angels. So
Mhm.
I was
You were
already
primed.
predisposed.
I do
about
remember
that?
related conversations about that.
Oh, I shouldn't date anybody ever.
Erin really tried. She's like, I thought about
Listen.
everyone.
I care about my character and I care about consistency.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Well, I mean, since we're talking
Something
about
doesn't make
characters,
sense. I don't know what to do.
I mean, since
What's
we're
up?
talking about characters and some decision making and stuff, like, do we want to start talking about maybe like just how the season's going so far, and maybe what is besides Sarshan, has Cecilia had any other character that she's kind of thought about as like, I don't know, maybe like a maybe besides Sarshan? How many other people have we met?
I think
Like a
Cecilia,
maybe
like,
friend or maybe romantic interest. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
I'm just
No, I
blending
think
it
Starting off with a
Cecilia-
softball question.
I think through the process of this, I realized that Cecilia is most definitely demisexual. Like, she doesn't think about it. Like, it's just not there. And then it suddenly is, right? And so I
Makes
don't
sense.
think that switch gets flipped particularly quickly. And I think for her, when it does, it's a little disorienting. But I think
makes
I did
sense.
that. I had one was like, this is the relationship that burns fast and blows up. And this is the good option, which was like a background character's dead husband. because this was not what I was imagining when I did this. So
Yeah, I want to. When you get a chance, I want to share with you a funny bone.
Okay.
Okay.
this is a little palate cleanser.
Are we still doing phrasing? Okay.
Oh my god!
Anyway,
You read that?
back up a little bit.
A promising business boy.
He
That's-
didn't get it in the neck.
Read it.
Somebody read out
Oh,
loud, please, because
jeez.
I'm looking at this on an extra tiny
Sure.
Streamlabs screen.
Their promising business boy. There was certainly a very enterprising Chicago lad who was found selling tickets to the children in his neighborhood at a nickel apiece, the tickets entitling the holder to view the eclipse from his mother's backyard.
Okay.
You're right. Not
Uh-huh.
really funny like haha, but like funny like.
Funny, like old timey people were strange.
No, this is like, imagine in 1910, you had no radio, right? There was no radio in 1910, no TV, no internet. I'm pretty sure no radio. And so you sat around and someone would say, hey, let me just get out the old funny bone book. Here, so there's this in Chicago. Wait till you hear about this. Oh no, just wait. Okay.
Oh man, all the adults
Oh.
love it, and all the kids are like,
I love it. This also is when people coming to us from Idle Champions.
oh, hello
Yeah,
there.
quick. Talk about
We're-
D&D.
We're having a
Yeah.
hangout and discussing what was funny in 1910 apparently.
Yeah, no
There is
D&D game
a-
for us tonight.
There's currently a poll in the chat about It says, "Will Westgate survive Stong's uprising?" And the options are yes, no, maybe, I hope not, and choices are for fools.
Ah,
I
nice.
highly encourage you to go vote.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I was hoping the poll would be something about like dating.
You can always have more polls. There's unlimited number of
That's
polls.
true. Just keep making them.
And,
Well,
In
and
case you were curious, I voted maybe.
As far as like the season, like we began before we even started broadcasting with the Mary. What's
Very
the
date
Mary
dump.
dump them.
Mary date dump?
that's
the
a nice
polite
version of it. That's the
It's the
PG version.
family version. Yes.
And
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like my character's answers would be similar if we keep it limited in the same way. Because I think at the time we said who of the other irregulars.
Yep.
But if we opened it to like NPCs,
You
That-
can only have 3 though, because otherwise it's just like who do you like and who do you like more and who do you wish was
That's
gone.
true.
So you have to kind of like, and to be fair, I think it's more interesting. You get limited to really weird choices, which is what we did with Ed, which I don't entirely remember,
Huh?
except Suni, Salune, and Silune was one of them because their names all sound the same.
Right. I think
That's
he
an
said,
entertaining interview. You should watch it on our
Yeah.
YouTube channel after.
There was
this,
also,
because-
Yes.
as I recall, a very good conversation we had about which Forgotten Realms deity would claim your soul.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that
Oh,
was a good
yeah.
one.
Ed had a really good answer for that too. I don't want to spoil it, but I'm gonna say, don't overthink it. Okay.
It's not, I'm like, part of me's like, I feel like it's the answer that's sitting in everyone's hearts who knows that
It is. It
a
is.
little bit.
But yeah, those are some great videos that we recorded so long ago. It must have been 10 years ago, but it was really just
Feels-
like
Feels like it, doesn't it?
January, right?
Sure.
Something like
Absolutely.
that.
We started our show, and then there was this weird thing called 2020 that happened, and then like 10 years passed. Yeah.
Worst
We s-
year ever, except for our show.
I mean, we started it January 15th of 2020, and
Yeah.
we went through like several sponsors and homes and versions, and now here we are.
God, do you remember when we did it in an actual studio?
I do. I miss
Drive
those
so
days.
far.
Before
It was cool
COVID.
though.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We
It
had
was
to
so
drive
cold in
everything
that
back
studio.
to
It was pretty chilly.
South Park, Seattle. They
I mean,
practiced-
I miss being able to like look over and like,
Yeah.
interact with you guys. But
Yeah, the kind of industrial district of Seattle
Oh,
that's
yeah.
south of the city,
yeah. The
full of
industrial-
storage crates and dodgy businesses.
Yeah, but they had a,
Yeah.
Trains.
they had a
really-
great
Damn
setup.
train.
Yeah, the trains. Oh yeah, we would hear the train in the background all the time.
Wells Arm.
Like the
Yeah.
first or second time that I went before I started carpooling with Randy, like I went and I ended up getting routed around this train that was like blocking everything. And I'm like, I'm
Oh,
just gonna
God.
be so late because this train is miles long. That was not my favorite.
Yeah, I drove once on my own, and then I started carpooling with Eric, and like he was nice enough to like drive after that, because it was pouring rain, not like Pacific Northwest rain, but like rain, and it was dark, and I had my GPS, but I couldn't see which was the one way in this like 6-way intersection.
Right.
And
Mhm.
Oh, man.
like I went up into the one way and it was deserted and it didn't even matter because I just like bailed into a parking lot immediately, and then I sat in the parking lot like, oh God, how do I even like what streets are what? I don't understand what's going on.
Oh
And from there it was just from there it was like I got it figured out, but it was just man.
Yeah, that first night, that was just monstrous. like why?
I
Why?
remember that. I was in that car and it was, we took the worst possible way to get there.
We really did. It was just
was through the labyrinth. You could
Yeah.
either go one way, one exit, and you were fine, or you could do the labyrinth. And we went through the labyrinth. It was unbelievable.
and there's that random like bridge overpass that has
Oh
all
my
the
God.
lights along it. Like there's a running route along the bridge.
Well, didn't you say?
And it was just packed with cars. I was like, where are you all going? What is happening? It's like Wednesday night.
Well, now that bridge is down. Like, oh,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
bad for
literally
people in
down.
West
Is it?
Seattle. Yeah, it's
2020.
they're
Is that
cut,
was-
the only
that
way,
cut
was-
off essentially.
Oh,
the only way
when
to
Gen
get there
Con,
now is the
Oh my
labyrinth.
God. Oh my God.
the labyrinth is also where the train interrupts sometimes.
It's terrible.
Yeah, because that happened like right around the start of the pandemic because that
Yeah.
bridge was condemned. Gen Con's like, maybe we need to rethink some things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I forgot about it because I was just like, wow, I'm not seeing those people anyway. Can't visit them
Yeah.
anymore.
I
I
mean, that
remember
studio
Eric
was
saying-
great. It had a great
was.
backdrop.
Oh,
it had
it's
like
Yeah.
fantastic.
yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful like Hobbit fantasy library.
Mhm.
And it had a bunch of cameras and had a tech person that would run the
Right.
stream.
Someone
You
to
didn't
do
have
all
to
the
run tech.
Will.
Wow.
Those were the
Might-
days.
We
Those are
might
the
end up
days.
working with them
We
again
miss you,
one
Gen Con.
day. So we'll
Yeah.
see how it goes.
I
Hopefully.
remember driving through the labyrinth. Eric was going, "Oh yeah, I used to work down here. I used to work right over there." I'm like, "What? People work there?
Oh my
This
god.
is like the Mad Mage's dungeon. What?
He walked those corners. He's not proud of it, but
A lot of Boeing is down there, and I used to work for Boeing. So
Oh,
Boeing's
man.
closing its big R&D center here.
mhm.
That's what
Yeah, I
it's-
got out of Boeing before things started going bad for them. Like planes that would take off and burst into flames.
Ooh. That is definitely one of my irrational fears. Like every time I'm in an airplane, it's about to take off. I'm like, that rattling. Is that normal rattling? Is that explosion rattling?
I always just think of Christopher Reeve's Superman being flying still the safest way to travel. But
I do know some of the safety guys who worked on those issues though, and they were very talented and capable. So you should be safe.
I just have like a crippling fear of flying, but only the takeoff portion. So like I get on the plane and as soon as the door closed, I'd start having a panic attack. Like I could sit down calmly and tell the person next to me, like, I'm very sorry, you have to be here. I'm gonna start crying hysterically in a minute. But as soon as it levels out, it's gonna stop. And I would be like rigid and weeping and absolutely sure that physics was gonna go, I fooled you. And the plane was just gonna crash.
Not
then as soon as it
today,
levels out-
ingenuity.
We're
As
talking
soon as
about
it levels
planes.
out, it stops. And the thing I realized, I was telling someone the other day, that the thing that
Whoa.
happens is that once you hit that like mostly level part, my brain goes, well, there's nothing you can do now, so you might as well relax. And I don't know why it's different. Because it's not like I could do something if the plane crashed while taking off. Like it's not like if I hold really, really rigid, I will be saved. But flying I can't freak out next to a kid. So I got
good
seated
rule.
next to an unaccompanied minor once, and I didn't freak out at all. And I was flying with a really bad ear infection too, so it was awful. Every part of that flight was awful, but it did not freak out.
That's very considerate of you, yes.
Now I have children that always fly with me, so it's a lot easier, and I more or less kicked it.
I thought
Well,
I thought we were revealing on air that we can all fly for real, but and then I realized we were talking about planes. So. Not that we can fly. We totally cannot fly.
Yeah, not us, just
Well,
Aaron.
If it
Just-
if it makes you feel better, Aaron, takeoff is one of the most dangerous times to fly.
And also landing, and I love landing. I just feel so good once the plane is coming down.
You know how
should be
often runway
terrifying.
incursions happen?
So
I
speaking
told
of
you I kicked this. Why are you trying to start it up again?
Just
Uh,
saying.
Agent.
speaking of terrifying things, so apparently there's a new poll up, and the new poll is should Sturge fall in love? And none of the answers are yes.
Correct.
You didn't make this poll, did you?
No. Oh,
No,
I'm pretty sure Shay did. And the answers are no, maybe, never, and what is love? Baby, don't hurt me.
I was waiting for that.
Don't hurt me.
I thought Randy was gonna cue in with that.
No.
No, that,
Randy would have done it, but I stepped on it.
Well, Sturge, how do you feel about that?
I do want to really quickly, because I keep missing the opportunity to bring it up, but like you guys shared your Christmas
Right.
gift, so and we were talking about love. So Sturge delivered to my doorstep happy earthquakes. You can see that they have beards. It's a couple of dwarves there. Bearded. And it's got some lovely reviews on the inner cover. It says from Stong McGuck, jiggle jiggle bounce.
Oh yeah.
But wait, you got
God, that was like the first episode too, wasn't
That
it?
was episode 1, yeah.
It was. Put
Memories.
him on the spot, and Yang Yang delivered.
Yes. From Illirinathalin, those were the days. From Shar, terrible. Shar can fight it. So Crab and Gleer, no plans to read it. There's your answer to the poll. Yeah. And Sarshan, reading is a lot of work, but this totally has pictures. Really great pictures.
Seems very accurate.
Accurate, yeah.
Very funny.
Well,
Anyway, I was delighted. And it was not even delivered. So Sturge, aka Steven, like I got a knock on my door and I open it and there's a bunch of little kids there, like orphans, with a present for me. They had to deliver it to me on behalf of Sturge. So he recruited some of the neighborhood kids to deliver my.
Aw.
which is honestly a very Sturge thing to do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
it was.
That's awesome.
So what's the actual book, Randy?
It is the Kama Sutra. So for those who are not familiar with the stream, the Happy Earthquakes is the Dwarven Kama Sutra, essentially.
Can you show us some of the pictures?
No, because it really is the Kama Sutra.
Alex,
You
it's
did it
demonetized. What are
13.
you talking about? we're not
But I think, and a lot of people don't know this,
Like,
but the Kama Sutra isn't just, I mean, the positions are what is famous, but really that's just like the small portion of the Kama Sutra. It has a lot to do with basically courting and romance and how to treat your romantic partner, how to, nurture a loving
Hygiene
and healthy
stuff too.
relation. Yeah, all kinds of
Ooh,
stuff. So.
You should read some choice excerpts, like some clean, choice, very beneficial excerpts. In
maybe
the
at some
future,
point.
maybe.
Shay had a
I got to
comment.
visit
Oh.
Khajuraho in India, where like they have all the temples that are engraved with all the Kama Sutra positions. They practiced tantric, Buddhism there or Hinduism.
Tantric.
And so they would literally have, they had a altar, stone altar that they would, have rituals on and other things. But yeah, it was a pretty amazing
Nice.
site. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, sorry.
I wanted to point out that Shay posted in the chat. She said, "You handed a bunch of kids the Kama Sutra."
That's very Sturge too.
Also very Sturge.
It was wrapped.
Yeah.
They didn't know what it was.
We should clarify for everyone who may or may not know, but Sturge is essentially asexual, just not interested in sex in any regard. And Sturge's sexuality seems to give him a certain level of contempt for such things, but that's not necessarily the way ace people are. That's just like that's the way Sturge is specifically.
Yeah.
I thought that would be a good clarification to make.
That's a good
Is
clarification.
For
is
reasons
Sturge
that have nothing to do with
aromantic?
his aceness. Yeah.
Sturge is not necessarily aromantic.
I remember
How do
Sturge had a
we-
little moment.
He had a moment. Yeah.
did.
How
With
would we
fame.
know?
It was
would we-
really cute. You had just shattered your sword and were lying there basically unconscious.
I meant
And
the
you're
previous-
kinda-
I meant the one
kinda
outside the
girlfriend.
gates.
Oh, you meant that moment. Oh, yeah.
The one
Yeah,
where
that's
she
what I was
steals
thinking
his
too.
stuff was a little less romantic.
Mhm.
Look,
Wait,
look,
what?
we
What are
all
you thinking of?
we all have our different things that we find romantic.
You know what? That's fair. I'm not gonna
All
yuck
right.
your yum.
Do our viewers have any favorite romantic moments from this season? Please let us know.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
It segues into one thing also that I was going to ask, but So while the viewers are compiling thoughts on that,
Someone redeemed a posture check. So
oh.
everybody sit up straight.
oh,
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
all right,
It's good for our
Papa,
health. You
Jess?
know.
Well, I wanted to point out too. Since we're not like on the show, I was like, I'm just gonna wear my pajamas. So I got my Star Trek Discovery pajamas on.
Oh, very
Nice.
nice.
I'm all comfy, but also
The
Star Trek
captain.
Discovery. Like, I mean, I'm a Trek head, but like,
Oh.
today I have hope for the future, and the ideals of the Federation and all that kind of fun stuff. I think are coming.
I did 100 push-ups today, and that kind of left me a little bit sore. So when I was flexing, I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
Yo.
I did 105 push-ups today.
did you? All right, well, I'm going to do 106 next time.
Did you
All right.
did you do those
Zero
push-ups right
push-ups.
before stream so that you could
Not
like look extra
right before
swole?
stream.
All
Do
right.
you
all right.
pump, bro?
Clearly, I should have done that.
Yeah.
No,
Give me
but
the
my
buff DM.
question was going to be, so of the Westgate irregulars, clearly one irregular stands above the rest in terms of romantic capability, and that is clearly Stong.
What?
Stong,
What?
Stong is the
Only way to
romantic
say
lead
Artemisia.
of the show.
Oh, well, thank you for saying that, Eric.
Well, let's talk about the Stong girls. So
oh my God.
they're like Bond girls, except Stong girls.
Yeah, it really did start with episode 0.
Episode 0. It really did. And it has been going all along the same way. Charisma 8, half orc bard. What's
Okay.
not to love?
I
We get
love
some
that
good
this is
rolls.
genuinely, I feel like this is a result not of you going, you know what I want? I want to have a ladies' man character. It's
Yeah,
because
definitely
you roll with everything.
Right.
Yes.
And it's just like things happen. Okay.
I don't
now
think
he-
I've...
So,
Had incredible luck on all his seduction rolls too. Like,
Yeah. Have I
Like-
failed a seduction roll yet?
I don't think you have ever failed a seduction roll. Like,
he has
it's
a
amazing.
-1. He has a
-1 on his
Yeah.
charisma, yet he always makes his seduction roll.
Well,
I mean, it's because I'm a
Well,
bard, you know.
it's
Hilarious.
because he's a bard and he has Jack of all trades, which gives him
Yes.
half his proficiency bonus on any untrained skill check. So he never really has a negative on a charisma check. Even now, I think your proficiency bonus is 4 now, right?
I believe so, yes.
So even with your -2 charisma modifier,
Yeah, I would get a 0.
because your charisma is currently 6,
Mhm.
you're still rocking a 0 on all of those untrained checks.
Yeah, and these
Hilarious.
past couple of episodes, you've made me do some like really high stakes charisma checks. Like not for seduction, but in order to like make sure that my plots go the way I want it to go. And lo and behold, the dice have spoken, and they gave me like I think I got like 2 20s. And
Wow.
then yeah.
It was amazing. With your 6 charisma, you sparked a peasant uprising.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I should clarify. I should clarify. Part of that was the influence of the book. Like if you go around and you find those peasants that you were originally talking to, they have little black skulls in their eyes,
Oh no.
Ooh.
and they are like the
No.
they're like the seed nuclei of peasant mobs.
Oh my god. It's so fake.
Wait a
it's getting
second.
worse.
Was there a
Oh my
book
God.
like that in DC today?
Maybe.
Is there a what?
No,
Was there a book like
well-
that?
Oh,
in
book.
no, I don't think
And-
most of the people in DC read books, my friend.
Oh
Sorry,
no.
I am having
No.
like
except for one.
difficulty distinguishing sounds, and I thought you said, "Was there a pope like that?" And I
Whoa.
was thinking back and going like, which
What?
pope could he possibly be referring to? There are a lot of interestingly wicked ones.
Nope, the Pope of Nope. Anyway.
Just so you
Oh, but
know,
nope.
just so you know, one of the reasons Sturge is so skeptical of the material portion of romance and
Oh
love
my God. Here we go.
is Stong.
Oh what?
Because everything that has gone wrong in life for Sturge was the fulcrum of it, of every disaster in his life, was that moment in, what was it called, Lork,
Lord,
where
Oh.
Stong beds the demon possessed waitress because
Hold on.
Actually,
cute.
I don't know if she
And-
Let me
was.
clarify. Let me clarify.
The goblin between his legs told him
Oh my
to,
God.
and he
Oh,
drags us all
bit
into
harsh.
this hell of.
If everything
Hey.
about us is so bad, why do you hang around?
Oh no,
He
I
has
love
no other
Stung.
friends, okay?
It's like, this is terrible, but you know what? It's better than having, Friday nights alone.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I just bored
I
at
could go
home.
back
No,
to
no,
my
no.
acting
Serge,
trip.
Serge loves Song, but every now and then there's a short circuit and the little brain takes over and everything goes to hell.
And Sturge is terrified of such a thing. So
Yeah. It's like, oh my God.
I gotta be in rational control all the time.
I'm so glad I don't have one of those.
Well, okay, so that was a scene from session 0 when they were in Lork, Lorkh, Lork. It's a tiny frontier town, and they all met up in this bar, and there was a woman working at that bar who was actually a PC that I ran a long time ago, like 10 or 12 years ago. And this character was, I mean, she's just this, pretty early 20s barmaid, but she was also a fiend warlock. And so like she was doing all kinds of evil stuff, and she convinced Stong that, they should go and make out, or, things that people do upstairs in her room. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. We're in love.
Why not?
And
I'm single. You're single.
things happen. Mistakes were made. She got killed by a shield. And now Stong is nursing that heartbreak for the rest of his life.
And raising a demon baby, and Sturge has 2 curses.
Right.
All
Sturge
that
does have
came
2
from
curses.
that night.
Yeah. Mirabelle
And
was
never-
definitely.
I don't think
Never would've
Mirabelle's a
happened.
mistake.
No,
Anyway,
definitely not.
so-
No.
That sure
So-
sounded like you were implying Mirabelle was a mistake, Sturge.
No.
How
No.
dare you?
That's the only good thing that came out of it.
My fictional child is precious.
So that barmaid was the very first Stong girl. And then there have just been more since then,
Well, let's
including, of course, Scarecer, who is
Scarecer.
obviously the most badass of them.
It was the Frost
Scarecer was
twins or
pretty
whatever.
badass.
the Frost twins.
Oh, the Frost Elf twins. I don't think those have actually. They haven't made an appearance on stream.
I don't
No.
think so. This pair of
Uh,
Winter Eladrin that Stong can't tell apart. Their names are Winter and Gale.
Of course, I can tell you apart. What do you mean? That's so stupid.
I
And
don't think he even
uh,
tries. He doesn't even try.
Yeah,
He just
as
prays
I
the two of them are
recall-
always together.
I can
as I
differentiate by
recall-
taste.
As I recall, the first interaction you had with them was, my name is Winter, my name is Gale. My sister always comes first.
Yes. Yes. And then I think I had Stong just stare blankly because he did not get it.
I did not get it at all.
But again, he kept making really high, lucky charisma rolls.
Yep. Yeah, I think that time was just a 17, but I had a -1 at the time. So I think that, yeah, like every time I've had to do a seduction roll, it's gone really well. I don't know how long I can keep that streak going, but maybe we can make that, we can add that to the count. Like, will it break this time? Who knows?
So there have been some, I see. We're at like 7 p.m., which is as late as we were planning to go. Are we going to go longer? Do people want to keep talking?
Probably better to. I have.
All right, let's finish off on one question. So tell me one memory from the game, which could be either, season 1 or season 0, that stands out to you. Something you really loved, something you really hated, something that was just really, really memorable. Who wants to go first?
Also, viewers, please feel free to also share yours.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can't do. I mean, I have a number that popped into my head as soon as you said that.
I
so-
think, for instance, Shay's memory that she wanted to talk about, she's in the chat, is the Westgate Irregular side story, Hostile Takeover.
That's good.
where she got to play on the stream and play out a little bit of her romance with Iller and Athelin, which is a pre-existing thing. I ran a previous Westgator Regulars game, like the previous generation of Westgator Regulars, some of whom are NPCs in this campaign, and Shay was one of them, and established that romance during that game, and it was pretty powerful. That was a good story. Of course, this time their romance turned into, they fought each other, but hey, romance is hard.
It is. Sometimes you fight.
Yeah, it takes work. Anyway, let's go.
Sorry, there's a random dog barking really loud, and my neighbors don't have loud dogs, so I don't know what that is. But it doesn't matter. My door locks. Sorry.
Should I call on somebody? Should I call on
Sure.
Steven? Because he said
I
he
mean,
wanted to
I'm
take
holding
off.
back just because I have so many. Like that, I would just
There are
start
a lot.
going, and then yeah.
All right, Steven, tell
Say
us
one.
of Emery.
Uh,
Other than the time you got cursed by the deck of many things. Unless you want to talk about it.
I have the first one that popped in my head is a 0 session one.
Okay.
But the first time we tangled with House Vamos, Ilra told us to go find some shipments that were coming in on the docks, and it turned out it was boxes full of dead bodies, which I hope came in dead, but we weren't 100% sure on that.
Well, there
but
were
at
a
any
couple
rate,
of living people in and among the bodies
yeah,
who
okay,
ran
fair.
off into the night.
But
Yes.
there were vampires. So this was actually before Randy joined us, and we had a different player, Stefan, who played Paladin, who had a different Adrian, but we all called him Shiny. And he was like psyched. He's like, I'm gonna kill a vampire. Paladin,
Level
awesome
3,
Paladin
gonna kill a
Raven.
vampire. Yeah.
And he had these great like moments where he's describing like this battle between him and the vampire, and on this cart that's rattling through Westgate.
Yep, they're like fighting
Yeah.
on top of this cart, and he's
And-
swinging
Yeah,
a
this is
sword,
moving.
like pairing with a shield.
Cecilia and Artemisia have come ahead to like ambush with spells once the cart gets there. So Shiny's going through this like, vicious battle, holy paladin, filthy
Smites
vampire.
the vampire, does a huge amount of damage
Yeah,
to the vampire.
but not enough.
And then he's like,
Um,
ha ha!
And then Cecilia witch bolts the vampire and takes the kill.
that was awesome. And-
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
Don't forget, she goes, witch bolt, bitch.
That's true. I did do that.
Yeah.
So
You
it
were
was
so
like-
satisfied with that. You were
Yeah.
so happy with
and
that.
it was, and normally like sniping someone's cool kill would be a little, I'd feel bad about it, and it was, but it was funnier for
No,
the
it's
fact
funny.
that I think it emphasizes the relationship between Shiny and Cecilia.
So there was, yeah, and the thing was, there were two great moments right next to each other. The one was he's fighting this showboating vampire spawn who had burned up all of his misty steps by just showboating around the combat. But then he gets stuck in front of this paladin and he just gets slammed, and Shiny says to him, "Run from me." And the guy runs, but he runs right to Cecilia.
Yes.
And Cecilia goes, "Witch bolt, bitch!" And
Yeah.
just lights him up, which was amazing. So both of you got this wonderful moment.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, chat may have noticed, like, the other day, I was like, where's your witch bolt? And Aaron was like, I haven't had it for like
It just
6 months. And it was that burned into my brain. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
obviously. And I'm like, no, Eldritch Blast. That's what you do now. But
Yeah, I
Mm.
thought that moment was so great. I had it included in the trailer as part of your player intro, Aaron.
Oh.
yeah, in the trailer, I think Artemisia is saying something about like, y'all do something, she's gonna like stand back. So
Yeah.
probably it involves the sewers, I'm thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the same episode where Sturge realized he needed a magic weapon because he went sneaking up behind that same vampire spawn, stabbed him, and it barely did anything. And he's like, "Shit!" and he ran away.
Like just touching upon the trailer, one of my favorite moments from session 0, or not session 0, but like the pre-campaign, that we did was the fact that Sturge used to be like obsessed with magic items, and he was trying to like absorb their magic by sleeping with them. And so
Sturge is still obsessed with
I was
magic
gonna
items.
say, what do you
Does he-
mean?
And
he
placing him in his
Still.
bed and going to sleep,
Still
just to be
yeah,
clear.
like
Sleep till
touching
dawn.
them and like sleeping with them.
Your bed was
Um,
made of like those like elf urns at one point, wasn't it?
Yeah, like
there are these
elven
elf-
goddess
elf-
statues.
Elf goddess
Well, that-
statues, canopic jars, things, and Sturge just gets a bunch of them. They were obviously an illegal smuggling operation that was busted. And Sturge is
from
like, I'm just
Mr.
going to
Nor.
take all of these, and then I'm
Yeah.
going to set them up around my bed.
Pretty sure you told us you were gonna like get them to the proper authorities
Yes.
or something.
Yep,
And
Well,
that's not
what
what
did
Which
he
of course
do?
didn't
that's
happen.
definitely not what happened.
Oh, no. He Lilton wanted them, and he gave them to Mirren instead. But he kept 4 of them, which he still has at the corners of his bed.
So you still sleep
Because-
with them. Okay.
Gonna
You've been
pay
doing it
off.
all this time without us knowing. Okay.
Gonna
Well, they're
pay off.
probably off with Briarhouse inside the astral.
Oh, they
Yeah, we'll have to
are.
remember that.
Because you moved into Briarhouse.
Yeah.
It's true.
He has a little attic room.
Yeah,
That's an episode I really liked too. Was the haunting of Briar House?
that was
Poor
good.
Bo.
Even when like all the creepy haunted house stuff.
Is
Yeah.
Bo still
'Cause
there?
I think that
Oh,
Eric,
yeah.
you're very good at creepy haunted house.
Is that why Artemisia is so interested in getting Briarhouse back? Because Bo is there?
Well, she's not interested in Bo, but
Oh.
she's not
That's
attracted
probably
to Bo.
good because he's just a ghost now.
She feels responsible for him. So heck yeah, because Bo was like, "Oh, I'm here to protect you," and then she's like, "Okay, peace out. I'm going somewhere else." So, so she is trying to get Briar House back, not just because she likes Briar House, but because of Bo, because she doesn't want to leave him behind.
Yeah.
That was full of very upsetting visions, like Rogar and the dwarven temple of people's melted faces.
I swear I'm not a horror DM necessarily.
But you had the tarot serial killer death.
It's also very upsetting.
That was also very
It's true.
affecting.
Okay,
I've never run a Call of Cthulhu game. I
Okay.
have never done that.
hear me out
But I would
just for
love
now.
to
Sounds
do
like
it.
you just established
Okay.
your bucket list, but okay.
So Eric is the DM. DM, there's just one of him. So he's one DM. And one DM is actually an anagram for what? Demon. It all makes sense
Oh
now,
my
doesn't
God.
it?
Wait a second.
Ah, the red.
No. You have to do the hands, Eric. Do the hands.
Oh, the hands?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. There it is. Yeah.
When you get that evil DM grin on your face, Eric.
Well, my hands are really big too. Like
hands
this
are
is level with my face, okay? It's like the size of my face.
You have to hold up a common everyday object so people get the context. Is what you.
Okay, here's my iPhone, which I'll put up against my hand.
Wait, but which
Tonight-
generation is that?
It's an iPhone 7.
Oh, are you sure that's not like an iPad Deluxe?
Yeah.
All right. Here's
That
a
was also-
bottle of whiskey. My finger almost go around it. Almost.
You know, you would have been a great NFL quarterback with hands like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, or a wide receiver.
You know, when I was in high school, they did try to recruit me to be on the football team for special plays. I'm like, what do you mean exactly? And they're like, we mean like times when we want you to be the center, and then like the quarterback will hand you the ball and you'll just go through. And I'm like, no. First
And you
of
were
all,
never-
I'm not sure that's really a legal play. And second of all, that sounds terrible.
And you were never asked to play basketball, right?
I did play basketball, but apparently you have to be able to dribble, shoot, and pass.
I've heard that. Yeah.
So
What was the thing you could do?
tennis.
No, I mean,
I played tennis in high school.
That was my
That's-
game.
Oh, you mean what was the thing I could do in basketball?
yeah,
I
yeah.
could get elbowed out of the key by the Ball brothers.
Oh no.
Yes, there were these two massive brothers, twin
Ball
brothers, named
brothers.
their last name was Ball, and they played football and basketball. And then they did something in the spring. I don't remember what it was. But they were both like 6'4", 230
Oh my
in high
God.
school.
Wow.
Just like, and one of them elbowed me from the middle of the key out of the court entirely. I just went
Out of the
flying
court?
against the wall.
Wow.
Eric, you were a
Yeah.
big guy. If he elbowed you out, like that must have been
Well, I was
some
only
strong.
6 feet at the time.
Only 6
Only
feet.
6 feet at the time.
That's great.
Only 6 feet, 220 pounds.
Okay, so I'm gonna give my list of
Yeah.
Yeah.
moments now.
Do
All
so,
right.
Randy.
So, I mean, I'll start with my own, just get them out of the way. For
Yeah.
myself, like Wild Rogar, I loved, and then just because it was
With your beard
unexpected
on
and just
fire?
like
Yeah.
I had fun with it. Yeah, and I lost myself in it, and then of course my first real big thing with Ruan was really nice. I like that.
Yeah, that's good. I think
uh,
chat mentioned that as like Sonder
Yeah.
Jack said that was her favorite romantic moment.
Oh, thank you, Sandra. But yeah, it kind of runs backward my memories. But like Cecilia and like just that whole epic thing of her fleeing and Sorshin staying with her, and then them coming together at the end, and her being resistant, but then finally like accepting his, and that just big, just really moment where they came together, like, oh, that like made me want to cry. And then like Cecilia's bubble bath was cute. But and just in general, Erin's like the her ability to portray like the Cecilia's vulnerability and sort of that damaged, hurt vulnerability thing, and then that often brings tears to my eyes. Stong's first polymorph, like through the Duchess of Darkness.
Oh my
That's
God,
a
good
how
one.
did I forget that?
The load bearing
Epic.
statue.
Yeah, that was that was
load-bearing
mine for
statue.
myself too.
That was amazing.
That was huge. That was epic. Like our big first Donkey Stong moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was oh yeah, and all of Wrong Stong, obviously. It's just been amazing. I've just been in awe of
I would
having
like
fun.
there should be a poll. Should Wrongstong stay wrong?
Oh my god. I mean, I think I would honestly have to like stop playing him and make a new character, which I'm cool with. But like playing him as like a
Right.
bad character, I don't know if I could hold back now.
Yeah, and that would be heartbreaking if we reached a point where we're like, we can't save him, we have to stop him. Like, oh my god, I don't want to go
Yeah.
there. I
Yeah.
so don't want to go there.
I don't want you guys to
Steven's
go
like
there.
me though. I want to. I see it in your eyes.
Yeah, but I'm basically saying like I'm willing to let it play out however it plays out. So
Yeah. That moment where Sturge stabbed Lazar, what did you say to him? Like you
Oh,
got
yeah.
up close, you like, oh.
Outer spell this.
Yeah.
oh nice. I like it.
Yeah.
That was
That
good.
was satisfying.
Oh,
That was pretty amazing. I loved when Artemisia like fell in the sewage and got completely covered in sewage.
Oh, the first
Um,
time we discovered prestidigitation.
Press to clean. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
prestidigitation.
Great.
We
was-
spent
Of all the
yeah.
people, I think she took like a 10-hour bath after that or something like that. And then
The thing I like about that bath though too is it was this moment where Artemisia's like thinking, I can't do this. But then
Mhm.
like she heroes up, right? Like you
Oh, the
don't
bubble
like
bath?
being dirty,
yeah.
but you're like, okay, now I'm gonna have sewer clothes. And you always
Oh,
change into sewer clothes.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Artemisia was much
Yeah,
more
well, I was
uptight in
gonna
the
say
beginning.
like
yeah.
she has mostly gotten over like the sewer like cleanliness kind of like stuff.
Like,
She's
I
got
don't
all
think
kinds of
she
other stuff
likes
like
it.
everybody, but no.
But she's sort of like, I know how to cope with this now.
It's happened enough times
Apparently
and
it's
she
gonna
hasn't
keep happening.
died. Yeah.
How about the only time recently where it was sort of getting a little bit too much was where we went to the dwarf outpost, and oh, here's Emily. She was wearing the same clothes because of the bullets like messed up our wagon, and so she was wearing the same clothes for like 4 or 5 days, heavy traveling. Like she hated the food because she's a super picky eater. So
The
she was
food was
hung-
rocks.
Oh
was
yeah,
hungry.
rock soup.
and like sweaty and like gross, and that was the point where she was just like, can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else did I have? Artemisia blasting Sturge with the lightning bolt that time. That was-
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, those
Never
are
let her
all
forget that, yeah.
hilarious.
Can you also
Yeah.
call out the time
So
that
funny.
you were fighting your doppelganger and Artemisia's like, you have to move. And Sturge is like, you're not taking this from me. And you jumped in front of the lightning bolt.
That was not Artemisia.
yeah.
Like Artemisia
That's
was like,
great.
I'm not doing it again. And Sturge
Yes.
is like, yes, you are, because you're not going to hit the doppelganger. He's mine.
So speaking of Artemisia, Sonderjack mentioned in the chat that Artemisia holding the baby in the haunted house sequence was surprisingly affecting. I think that went pretty
Yeah.
well. It was very unsettling, but at the
You know what was
same
also
time, like
unsettling?
it had a certain amount of emotional resonance that
Yeah.
I'm glad it happened.
Speaking of Artemisia's child and unsettling was the time Sturge pretended to be Artemisia's and
Oh
Lilton's
God.
child.
He never would have raised a child like
Mommy.
that.
Yeah.
Oh
his-
my
What was his
God.
name? What did we call
Nathaniel.
him? Nathaniel.
Nathaniel. Mommy.
Name
Mommy.
the most obnoxious name you possibly could.
I mean, it reminds me of that one character from Schitt's Creek.
Oh, which one?
Is his name Daniel?
What?
No, the
He's
son.
my spirit-
Who's the,
he's my
who's the son?
Spirit animal. Get out of here. You
Daniel's
can't-
wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's great, but just like the way
Only
he
if
like
you are
talks
of
and
indigenous descent.
Metaphor animal.
yeah.
Say.
Metaphor
Okay.
animal. Sorry.
Okay.
That was fun.
That was good.
Look, I always
Forgot
use the
about that.
term persona. I know a lot of people use fursona, which is weird, but you know, I'm not going to yuck anybody's yum, as Aaron put it earlier. So,
No, I apologize for
no worries.
habits. You have to get over them. And then and of course Calith. Poor Calith. Miss Calith. Calith going lich.
mean,
pretty amazing.
Emily's just
But-
lurking there right now.
Oh, is she?
No,
It is
muted
just
the
lurking
video.
there.
What you doing?
Oh, I didn't even notice that she was in there.
Yeah, she
God,
just snuck in the
no.
calls, just lurking and listening.
She's pulling the
But-
Caliph. That's
She's
what she's doing.
plotting.
But
You don't
and I don't
know.
think this was on stream, but one of my favorite moments was obviously so she got this elven horse, this
Oh,
beautiful
yeah.
like elven stallion
Dumpling.
Dumpling.
that she named Dumpling. And then we were out and there was this big like ogre and some mercenaries or something, and she was like, "Dumpling, kill!" And like
So
And
And
actually,
Dumpling did.
Yeah.
yes.
The murder horse.
Stampeded and yeah.
I guess she did go back to Westgate when she left, but I'm like, is someone taking care of Dumpling the murder horse? Is Dumpling the murder
Oh.
horse
Probably took
Good
Dumpling.
point.
we should be considering? But she
I
did
bet she
come
took
back.
Dumpling.
I
And
like this
Aiden
idea.
can't fly, so
Cyril's taking care of Dumpling.
Well, I love the
No,
idea
no,
of Dumpling
Dumpling
just
is-
an astral dreadnought.
yeah, Cyril. But like Dumpling just running
killing
amok in the
Caleb.
streets.
You didn't bring Cyril back to Westgate?
He didn't. I thought he didn't want to go. No, we did. We put him in the bag, didn't we?
Yeah, we brought him back.
That's
For
right.
for season 2, we should follow Cyril to the Dream Realm. I still want to do that
Oh yeah.
because I bet Cyril
Yeah.
will take us to very interesting places in the Dream
That's a
Realm.
good question.
Yeah.
Are there interesting
It's very
threads
Cthulhu.
that you'd like to see.
Why don't I remember Cyril? Who's Cyril?
The cat.
Cat.
The cat that
cat.
killed Caleb.
With the
Horrifying.
1 point scratch. That was
Yes,
also
the
a great
cat that
moment.
killed
The
Caleb.
ladder, we were all beaten up. We were taking a lot of damage, no out of healing spells. We were climbing this slippery ladder, which we fell and took like
That's one of my favorite
bludgeoning
things.
damage just from slipping on a ladder.
The
and
murder
then
Yeah,
ladder.
your arch nemesis, the arch ladder.
Stinking
Caleb
ladder.
was literally, I think I'd revived her maybe or something. So she was back with 1 hit point,
Yeah.
and then the
Mhm.
cat
The
scratched
cat
her.
scratched.
Because that's an old, a classic 3rd edition joke that like a cat can take out a commoner. Mechanically speaking, a cat would wipe the floor with a commoner because they get so many more attacks and they do a minimum 1 damage with their attacks, right? Like, and so, like, seeing that happen in the campaign was pretty great. Gotta say.
I also have to give a shout out to the miracle of Sharinlar.
Yeah, that was really good.
Wonderful.
Oh,
moment.
Wow.
The happy
I
earthquake.
love
The
that.
happy.
yeah,
earthquake.
I was crying when that happened.
Yeah.
I didn't really know how you were gonna get out of that.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you were pretty much sure he was going to be dominated. Basically, he was
Or
like, okay,
killed.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
wow.
Whoa.
Especially since Sturge had just abandoned him and left him to die.
Yeah.
I mean, someone had to carry the news, I guess.
Yeah, you know, there's times when it doesn't pay to be heroic. You just got to get the hell out.
Well, and Lazar is so like creepy,
He is.
especially in not only on the stream but also in Aaron's extra fiction. Like the creepy keeps getting dialed up even more in there, in like a good way.
We work towards it.
good segue to say, yeah, if you haven't already joined our Discord, there's a fiction out, new fiction from Aaron and Eric and I always want to say Artemisia, Rhiannon,
You can say RZ.
There you
RZ.
go. Oh
That's
my
right.
goodness, it's almost in between Rhiannon and Artesia too.
Yeah.
Did Emily just sneak into Zoo to listen to us talk about her and her horse and then just leave?
It looks that
Okay.
way.
Oh, maybe her
Thanks,
baby was
Emily.
like, "Mom, no, we're not doing this right now."
Yeah, it makes sense.
Sometimes they get opinionated.
Yes, Emily is obviously still on maternity leave from the campaign. We're hoping that she will come back eventually, but you know, we're giving her her own time. Obviously, it should take as long as she needs. So her character can just amass great necromantic power in the meantime.
When she comes back, she's going to need to level up like 4 levels at once.
She
It's
got a bunch
crazy.
of levels when she turned into
That's
the
true.
chosen of Merkel or whatever's going on.
Yep. Merkel.
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 I am Merkel.
I kind of want to hear Steven rant about Merkel again.
Yeah, it's good. No respect. No respect.
Well,
Merkel's not the only one. Who's the other one?
Merkel is the ultimate like
Hello?
nerdy jerk. It's
No,
like
it's just-
I got stuck
Is
with
it
the
another name
annoying
you hate, or is it another god of the
Yeah.
dead?
Yeah, no, there's 2 incredibly badly named gods of badassery. It's like, I am Merkel.
Yeah.
There's the voice.
And then there's another one. I can't remember who the other one is.
You're not going to make us guess, right?
No.
I'm pretty sure
There's a
Aaron and I
lot of
can't do
Forgotten
that
Realms
because of
gods.
NDA reasons.
Maybe chat will guess. Let's just push it on chat.
There you go. There you go. Chat,
It's their
what's the Forgotten
responsibility.
Realms god that you think has the worst name?
Besides Merkel.
Besides Merkel.
Besides me.
If you want
Merkel
to,
doesn't bother me, which is why I think it's so funny about it.
if you want to, Shay, just pick 5 Forgotten Realms deities and do a poll of which of them is the worst and most annoying name.
Merkel,
Oh.
like seeing it written, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
It's hearing it that it.
I think that
I
must be the
agree.
difference is that I read it a lot more before I ever heard anybody say it out loud. And so I see the word in my head and I'm like, yeah, it's like a fantasy word, whatever. But I don't
Yeah.
hear the miracle.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's best
Yeah,
if you plug your nose.
Oh.
Yeah, he
okay,
either
okay,
sounds like
okay.
a geek or like the god of, pubic wigs. So it's not
Ooh.
good either way.
Captain Callow in the chat just guessed Jurgle.
Is it Jurgle?
That's the other one.
the
oh,
other one,
very
isn't it?
good.
Was
Wow.
it Merkel and Jurgle?
What
Yeah.
the heck?
Chat.
Both gods of the dead, in fact.
Good job, chat.
Merkel.
Nice.
I'm Merkel. And I'm Merkel. And we're here to entertain you.
Okay.
God. What?
Fear us.
I mean, I guess Merkel reminds me of Steve Urkel, so I could see it. But
Yes.
Jurgle, I could accept Jurgle. Jurgle's fine.
Jurgle.
There's like I
Jurgle.
feel like there's a 3.5, it might be Faiths and Pantheons, where like now
These
I'm
are the
curious if I'm
gods of
remembering
the
the right one.
Smurfs.
Because I think that there was some miscommunication and Jurgle looks really weird in that.
Oh, funny.
Is that
The
the
Smurf.
insect-looking one?
That's the one where he looks like a praying mantis.
I'm pretty sure that that's not a miscommunication and that that's really just how Ed envisions him, which is really
I'm-
weird.
Okay,
Jurgle.
I might have to do some brief research to clarify if this is the thing I'm thinking of.
I think Jurgle is Merkel when he's twerking.
Okay.
It's his twerking avatar.
When he's a twerking girl.
It's so bad.
Okay.
It's so bad.
If
So
in the
don't
chat
think
you
that's
have it
what
on your
Ed
shelf,
thinks
go
it
ahead and
looks
look it up, and you might see the picture.
Oh my gosh.
I guess I can
So
also try to
hard.
find it to share.
Is
Fates
there
and
a
Pantheon.
is there a pantheon of Smurf gods? Because I'm pretty sure those two came from it.
Okay.
Was there ever a
There's a
Smurf expansion?
possibility I'm going to tell this story. I'm going to be wrong because I just looked through some very ancient emails to see if I'm remembering.
Oh, really?
So, in Fates and Pantheons, Jurgle looks like a praying mantis for some reason. But that's not actually what Ed envisions him as. Assuming I'm thinking of the right person, and I think I am. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So, when we did the Sundering, there was a discussion about what things could go from book to book that would connect them. And one of the things that was supposed to happen in all the books was that Jurgle was supposed to make a cameo. And I have to be honest, I don't remember where I put Jurgle, but I had a lot of crowd scenes and I think he's in one of them. But when Ed described what Jurgle looks like, he said he looks like the game designer Sean K. Reynolds. It's like, okay.
Okay.
That's
Okay, I didn't do it
hilarious.
like that.
That's pretty
I'm
good.
pretty sure that was it. Because I had been holding praying mantis Jurgle in my head thinking, okay, I guess. And that apparently was not the intention initially.
Okay, I'm looking up
Yeah,
Sean.
Sean is delightful. He's a very nice person.
Sean is delightful.
Oh, so okay,
Okay.
kind of a bald guy,
Yeah.
a bald dude, like a bald Steve Jobs.
I found a deity
Nicer.
that is like a red mantis. I'm putting the picture up on the right. I don't know if you could see the stream, but I don't know if
What
that's the
thing
one
would
you're
that be?
referring to.
In the
Chaotic?
chat, Brian Cortillo is saying that in early 3E there was a running joke that every NPC looked like either SKR or Monty Cook.
Brian's in there correcting me, but you're correcting Ed too. So
And adjusting glasses, Jurgle appears in the novel
Also-
Prince of Lies as an insectoid being. is what he says.
Oh,
But to
Yep.
be clear, God chooses
I'm gonna
their
send you the
form, and their
image,
form is shaped
Yang
by
Yang,
their
if you wanna
followers.
show it,
So
throw it up.
okay. So it's not the red mantis.
No. I
How do
mean,
you, how do you spell
like-
Jurgle?
Jergal.
You spell it with love.
Just that GLE.
Jergal.
that literally might. I am not in any way contradicting that joke because I haven't heard it. But I am saying that when I said, "How am I going to describe Jurgle?" I was told he looks like
Oh my
a
god, guys.
malevolent Sean K. Reynolds.
Oh
So-
my god, guys. Somebody
What?
just joined our Discord, and guess what their name is?
What?
Is it Jurgle Merkel?
Merkel.
Welcome, Merkel.
Yes, welcome, Merkel.
Merkel.
Twerk all you want.
Welcome, Jurgle and Merkel, gods of the Smurfs.
Oh gosh.
Anyway, I sent it to you through Discord, Yang Yang,
Oh, okay.
and I altered that picture to put like a red circle around the image. So.
Display it shortly. Are we done recounting our memories from the seasons?
Probably do that forever, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
I'm kind of running
Maybe
out of
so.
steam.
Okay.
I'm gonna share this last photo that Eric just sent me.
Well, I want to clarify one thing about the campaign, that while there is a peasant uprising and they are storming people's houses, it's fundamentally different from the chaos that's going on in America right now. The peasants are legitimately oppressed and, like, are trying to get better lives for themselves. The people storming the Capitol in America are, well, they're bag of dicks, really. So, like, totally different.
Yeah.
Not to get too political or anything. Oh, you put it up.
it is
Okay.
an interesting puzzle to solve. How do you help the peasants with their goal while also stopping them from getting themselves killed and or killing other people?
Well, I think
When D&D is like,
Well-
just dominate everybody and
Murder
beat them
and
down.
hoes.
Rogard did the right thing.
That's true.
He said, go out there and try to help people, but don't get hurt. That was good.
Still think we need to
So-
identify who can be the council of peasant representation.
So I think this image that I sent to Yang Yang comes from Face and Pantheons, I think. But I'm not really sure, and I'm kind of
Could
away
be
from my
bigger.
books right at the moment.
Put it over all our faces, so they have no choice but to stare at it.
Don't do that.
Eric says that Jurgle is the one that's circled by that red pentagon shape.
It's a circle.
Ah.
Oh, it's a circle. Oh, okay. Somebody
Is that
tried to
how
draw a
the-
circle.
Is that how the
To be
demons
school.
always escape?
Yeah.
You're just drawing the circles wrong. Anyway.
There we go. Yep,
So, yeah,
that's the one I was thinking of.
All right.
You're like, who was it? Euclid? Who was it that drew the perfect circle? Or was it an Egyptian architect? Aaron, do you remember who
What was
like
it?
the big story about the person who could draw a perfect circle by hand?
Oh, I don't know that
I can't
story.
remember who that was.
I think it was someone who said, if you can draw a perfect circle,
Yeah.
it means something.
Hmm.
I'm not sure he said he could do it.
Yeah.
Was it Michelangelo? Or
I don't know. It might have happened in a fantasy book I read that someone drew a perfect circle, and I conflate the two with the person who said you couldn't and the fantasy person who did. I
Look,
don't know.
Yeah.
Look, I just want to point out, Chad has pointed this out, but basically, depending on the technical map you're using, that is totally a circle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Growing up, I knew fantasy
Didn't
worlds
even look
better
at
than
the
I knew
shape.
the real world for sure. Like I could tell you how to get from, the Shire to Rivendell. I could tell you how to get from, whatever Stone Downing to Lord's Keep in the land. I could tell you how to get, anywhere but yeah, I couldn't figure out how to get to how to get to my school if I didn't take the bus. Like I couldn't just figure out the streets to it or whatever, like in the
Yeah.
real world when I was a kid. Yeah.
I did have a quick game.
Not saying that's a good thing. But
Well, I mean, look where you are now. So
yeah.
that sounds okay. I had
Yeah.
a game question that is sort of silly. What is
Ooh.
the ability or skill or spell or whatever that you have that brings you the most delight, regardless of its effectiveness, etc.? What's
Well-
the thing you have that you're like, man, I did not know I was going to enjoy this so much?
In the game?
In the game, yeah.
For me, it's actually easy. Polymorph is a strong contender, but actually, I think animate objects is my number one.
Oh
But-
my god.
Only because I've thought of like
Brain.
various uses for it that have never actually made it on stream. But
You mean more creative than beating Mind Flayer thralls to death with sheep brains?
Great
actually,
brain.
yeah, I wanted to call that the brainstorm.
Of course you did.
But yeah, I have like these other ideas for it that may or may not happen in the future. So yep, definitely animate objects.
Like Rogar doesn't have a lot in terms of like interest stuff. Like it's mostly heal and beat people or protect people. But I think that I'm surprised at how useful calm emotions has come in. Like I've used that so many times for such a variety of reasons.
We have such a great jingle with it too.
You
so-
do.
Yeah.
You have good
Thank you.
like casting tunes. I don't know. I guess they're prayers, but I always think of like
Yes.
it's your song.
You should just take a level in Bard.
I probably should.
Have you got a little bard in you?
Yeah. And stone
like
shape is
that?
like my
All right.
Stone shape's like
Yeah,
my
I got it,
polymorph or
Eric.
whatever.
I did not pass me, Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Randy's alternative character, who you have not seen yet, is indeed a bard.
This is another good stream memory. Dieter.
I think
and
he appeared. I
Renslayer.
think he appeared for a song on one of the Rogar's recaps. But yeah, I have
Oh,
not
yeah,
played
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true. That's true. He did.
I have
He did
not
appear
played
on
him.
stream briefly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dieter.
It was like over the summer before we started
yeah.
streaming.
Season
like-
0.
Yeah.
He's yeah.
Dieter
I like
was.
him.
He's definitely just as interested in romance and intimacy as Rogar. He's just a lot better at it.
Yeah.
Well, a different,
Oh,
a
yeah.
different
Love is
take.
love, darling. Yeah.
Yeah, he
This
takes a
is
different
when-
approach, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Celia got sent to the Endless Waste, so I needed a new character. So I played Remzi Crown Silver, who's the son of Havilar and Bryn in my Brimstone Angels novels off in the future. So Dieter was his emergency tutor.
Mhm.
With the hellhound puppy.
That's
Right.
right.
in the
That's
world.
pretty delightful.
Ramsey has a hellhound, Skelcory Drakehound mix named Alistair the Steel Regent, or Lucy, or more usually, Lucy, stop! Oh my god, Lucy, stop!
Otherwise known as the edge lord on the lion.
That's right, his name was so bad.
Because we had minimal mini choice. So there was a lion because it was the right size for the hellhound puppy. And then, like, what even character was it? Too much eyeliner. That edge lord.
It's like a little vampire or something. I don't even
Right.
remember. Like like the edgelord that was like.
But I like that combo. It was fun. Because
I can
Dieter,
show you the world.
Dieter has plenty to teach, but I don't know that Ramsey's parents were thinking that was what he was going to learn.
Dieter also very memorably romanced Stong's mom. So
Mhm.
Yep.
because
Vrang?
Vrang has got it going on.
I actually, but as I recall, though, I didn't roll really well on my performance check, so I'm kind of just.
It does
Might
feel
not have
really-
the same
really
great memories as you.
You rolled real high on your
No.
Constitution save, as I recall. So,
Yeah,
You did survive a night with Stong's mom.
Ryan seems
Yeah,
like
better
so I
than
think
most
that's a
of her
victory in
suitors.
and of
I'm
itself,
impressed.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason I asked it because I was thinking, the thing I love most that I did not think was going to have any particular impact is beast speech.
Mm.
Like I love randomly
Right?
being able to talk to animals and get them to do things occasionally. It is delightful. And it's not my most powerful spell, and it's not really usually a combat appropriate thing, but it's the thing I have the most luck going, what if I just do this? Which feels very D&D. So
yeah. It is so fun because you'll like talk to random animals sometimes, and then I'll be like, okay, I gotta look this up in the mouse manual, see how intelligent this animal is.
did I talk to cockroaches in the sewers or something once?
I
It
think
was
you
some kind
did.
of gross bug.
See, I'm split so many ways because like Presta-Clean is very integral to Artemisia's character, and Lightning Bolt, like, I mean, I feel like that's the obvious choice, but it has been so instrumental in like her development because it's her main like go-to spell. But now telekinesis, it was Yang Yang who like with meta magic was like, well, you could just like fly around for like hours if you extend the spell long enough. And I was like, fly around for hours, you say? Because I hadn't even thought of it. I was just sort of thinking of the like in a battle, you're like, lifting, like with a Hydra. I assumed it was for that. But the idea of Artemisia sort of like flying, or well, I can't get me in the camera, like flying around with the arms.
Yeah, just fly really. Demonstrate.
I enjoy how
You
she
casually picking up the Hydra was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I enjoy that Artemisia uses it a lot like Rosalina in the Mario games, where you're just sort of like slightly floating above the
You're like,
ground in a very graceful way. Like why walk? I don't have to.
Yeah, I actually think one of my
This makes
favorite
my dress fall much better.
one of my favorite moments from season 1 was Artemisia. So Stong and Artemisia were supposed to like fight in the arena together, but Artemisia did not need a partner, and I think you just like beat the Manicores like on your own.
That was
I remember like feeling good about that moment. I was like, she did it.
Yeah, it'd be cool if we can get back to the arena again because the arena was just like fun, like
Season
the
2,
characters and stuff. Yeah.
I do plan on having some more arena stuff going on. I'm gonna get down to more like on the street, day-to-day stuff happening. So not all these big Githyanki invasions. Thanks for that, Yang Yang, by the way.
I mean, there's still an Orc horde. Don't forget.
I
There's enough
have
options.
not.
And an
It would be the
Alhoon.
first time she's been Bronze Wolf since she's been like Bronze Wolf.
That one time. Yeah.
Oh, we're
Okay,
quite
Steven.
famous. Yeah.
What's
Right.
your
Steven, do you have an
mechanical
answer?
thing?
I like this one ability he's had since first level.
Is it called disengage?
No,
You got that at second
Cunning
level,
action,
technically.
disengage.
Cunning action is a second level rogue thing, right? I think you don't
Yeah,
get it until
Like
second
I
level.
know.
Anyway,
yeah, it's the feat, the actor feat, which allows
Oh.
him to imitate any voice or
Oh,
sound.
nice.
Yeah, you've used that very well a number of times for
There's
sure.
no
Yeah.
spell that does that, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, and he uses it mostly to mock people. Like,
Yeah.
what's her name? Levia. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Levia
you-
woman.
played Levia during the
She
episode
was
4,
so
I believe.
toxic. That woman.
you guys, you all get along with evil characters way better than you get along with lawful characters. That's,
No
that's
way.
all I'm gonna
no,
say.
Lilton.
that.
No, get out of here, Lilton. No,
Stop
Night
trying to make
King.
Lilton happen. No.
Yep.
Stop trying to make Lilton happen. It's not gonna happen.
Wised up now.
Hey, I did not prompt Artemisia to get into a relationship with Lilton. I just had Lilton show up and be his charming, dastardly self, and it worked out.
Yeah, that episode was not on stream, but I believe that what did in fact happen, the DM is correct, that he described Lilton, beautiful elf, golden hair,
Check.
David Bowie, whatever. And I was like, boom, she is across the room.
That was the episode where we had to. That was the session where we went and we had to like break into that vault.
Yeah.
Mm,
at a
And Fane
party.
was.
Yep.
That was
Also met
fun.
Levia.
That was a good episode.
That was the first time
Yeah.
Sturge and Cecilia had a caper together.
Yeah.
Papers are
That
fun.
was fun.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
She talked our way out of the place.
Mm-hmm.
That
That's
was
talking
funny.
in
My
line.
good. My
Sturge
good-
talked your way in.
Disaster.
Talk
I
real
recall
fast.
Sturge did like disguise or used a voice or something to like fool them into letting you in.
Yeah.
Must be nice to have a
Cecilia
positive
fast
charisma
talk.
modifier.
Must be nice to have a positive intelligence modifier.
Did we hear about Randy's favorite mechanic?
My
Calm
favorite
emotion?
mechanic? Yeah, calm
Yeah,
emotion.
Oh, calm emotions, right.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the one that's been most useful. I keep looking for opportunities. Like I've wanted to use the stone shape in all kinds of creative ways. I've only used it a couple times to like half block doors and stuff like that. But someday it'll come in.
Well, did you use it with the statue of Shar that was like
Oh
half
yeah,
a
I think
pig
I
or
sunk
whatever?
it into the floor. Yeah.
That was
Oh, yeah.
hilarious.
I do remember that.
That was
I
awesome.
seem to think you took the head of the statue and like put it on a pig or something.
That's true. I did use stone shape for that, I believe. Yeah, in Westgate. I'm sure Shar is quite fond of me at this point. But
Shar
you know
and
what?
Lars gifts are meant for exactly this.
Yes.
Anyway,
And control water. Now, the human body is like 90% water.
stop it.
Are you trying
Stop
to become
it.
a bloodbender?
I'm just saying, like, what are the implications of that? What are there guidances within D&D on the use of control water on the human body? I'm just asking.
Yes. Don't
Not-
do it.
Your
I mean,
alignment immediately.
These are questions
changes.
probably Rogar would ask if he got the book, but
Oh.
No, control water is one of those spells that has produced many a mechanical argument over the years. So
Yeah, but it's a great spell.
yeah.
so is
Oh, and can
Counterspell. I'm
control
just
water
saying.
work on clouds?
So is
Counterspell bit me in the ass so
Counterspell,
many
yep.
times.
Yep.
Well,
Counterspell. I counterspell your counterspell. Well, I counterspell your counterspell. Well, I counterspell your counterspell. Well, I'm out of spell slots. So
No,
Well.
Cecilia can now end with, well then banish.
I do love banish, but I love being able to figuring out ways to use banish that are not like I loved banishing Cecilia and Artemisia out of the ring because it sends them to their home plane. Like that
Yep.
felt good and clever, and I love when I can be clever.
it's pretty cool.
Because like, okay, it's cool to be able to banish a couple of bullets and buy us a minute to run away, or banish whatever that beholder thing is, I don't remember, back to the astral sea, or the goat that's not a goat, right? Those are all
Yeah.
great, but it's like, oh well, that's what the
The
spell's supposed to do.
Lovecraftian entity that
And
had
I love when you can
inserted
take a
its way into
spell
Forgotten
and
Realms.
sort of repurpose it in a way so it does something else that's interesting. Like,
Yeah.
so that feels so good.
Like, say, cast a wall of force as a walkway in the middle of the sky.
right?
Wow.
Which ends in some sort of an alcove, which your
Yeah.
enemy is trapped inside. And then you just beat the dragon to death against the wall of that alcove.
So I will say, if I had been,
Amnesia's traumatized all over again.
Oh.
if
You
I
didn't
had
see it.
lost that roll to like, I thought about like when I almost got blown off of the ship.
Mhm.
If I'd fallen off, I was going to try and summon my spiritual hammer and basically hold on to it and then just move it down to the
Ooh.
ground.
Yeah.
That'd be
Because
neat.
it is a solid object if it can strike things and it can move. So
That is a pretty cool. That would be pretty dang cool.
yeah,
I mean, you could try it. You could try it.
Yeah.
That's
Rule
what
of
I'm saying.
try it.
cool.
I could try it.
Yeah.
You really want to be the DM that
What
doesn't
is
let
the
something
string?
that awesome happen.
No. You could be a really slow moving Thor, is what we're saying.
Really
Exactly.
slow
You just send your hammer out, and then you just grab onto it, and you're like, haha.
I'm just imagining like using it like on a battlefield. I'm just the little dwarf, my little legs dangling.
Oh my
as,
God.
as I drift across the battle.
Yeah, maybe it's like a balloon, you know, you just like gently drift downward.
I just got this image of Rogar in the style of a Winnie the Pooh illustration. I'm just
That's great.
do it in a Scottish accent though. I'm just a little black rain cloud.
Just a wee rain cloud.
Oh. Okay. I think we have
Wow.
I think that's a
our
good place to
code-
wrap up.
Yeah,
I
but
think our
before I
code
forget,
ups have slowed down.
yeah, but before I forget, the two polls that ran, Stong, should wrong Stong be permanent or something like that? Actually, yes, won out, but by like a very narrow margin.
You're all wrong.
Yes. And then number two, the Forgotten Realms deities, the worst name according to chat is Ball.
Ah,
That's fair.
because he elbows you out of the key. I get it.
That's it. Yeah.
You know?
That's called
Actually,
the
that ball is
economy
cool.
of joke right there.
I mean, someone's had to have made like, because there's all these, artifacts that are named after the people that make them. So I'm sure there's somewhere someone has made a ball sack, right?
Yeah.
That
Oh,
You put dead things in it, I'm sure.
you put dead things in it. And then-
Or you use it, you put it like over someone's head and it bites their head off. and
Oh, it
murders
murders
Right.
them. That's actually very
then-
appropriate.
yeah,
And then-
there you go.
but it fell out of favor because all the assassins people kept laughing at them, and they wouldn't understand why. So
Fair enough.
Oh man.
I
Every
think
time
that's
we
the
find
technique. You're like, this is my ball sack. And they start laughing. And while their eyes are closed from the laughing, you just flip it over their head.
yes.
If I ever make an assassin character, this is what
Say hello to a bagger full of murder. Yeah.
so that's the next campaign. You're all assassins.
we're all assassins who make terrible puns.
Kill people by puns. Yeah. Why does your assassin charisma character? I will tell you. Puns.
all right, folks. Well, that was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to bail.
Okay.
Oh,
Take care of yourself.
I
Take
will.
care, audience. Thank you for
Yes.
coming. Everyone in the chat who participated, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out.
Those of you who
Yeah,
play
thanks for
Idle
hanging out.
Champions, you're awesome. Continue to play that game. It is also awesome. Thanks for
Yeah.
Check
coming.
out, I'm supposed to say, come check out Champions of Lore on Mondays at 11 with me and B. Dave Walters and Trevor Bettis. And
Right.
I don't know what we're talking about next week because I haven't seen the email that says topics. Something cool.
yeah, and you can join our Discord to continue to chat with the community and whatnot about gaming and books and everything else. And check out our website, recaps and past
Absolutely.
episodes.
And we do plan to do the second part of our finale next week.
Assuming nothing else.
Every
And we're
other
going to
week
do
is one
the,
part.
the longer one, right? Start at 6.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's the plan, assuming that there isn't another, bag of dicks that invades the Capitol building.
Knock on wood. Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay.
Another ball sack.
Look, 2020 was a tough year, and we don't need that shit in 2021. So
Nope. Yeah.
I'm hoping that it gets better.
This is the death throes of 2020. Yeah.
Yeah, it will get better eventually.
I'm
So-
not dead yet.
No, kill it with
Put a
fire.
bag of put devouring over it.
Yes.
Put a bag of devouring over its head. All right.
Somebody call Merkel.
Yeah.
Merkel, you're sleeping on the job. Dumb
Thanks
smart.
everyone. Thanks everyone for coming. Keep the faith. We'll be back next week.
Yeah.
See you then.
Take care.